Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So this is going to be a very long video. If you have a minute, then definitely grab a snack or some popcorn or a nice warm drink as you're watching this video, because it's long. I didn't think it was going to be quite this long, but it took a lot of editing and a lot of hard work. This is a large family Sims home, so this took a lot of time and a lot of patience and a lot of efforts. I know recently I haven't been talking in my videos because I don't know if I like talking in my videos or if I like putting music behind it, but I think I prefer the talking in the videos just because sometimes my videos can be quite long and it's just nice to talk through my videos. Sometimes I have no idea what to say. That's normally why I put music instead of talking, but I mean, I can ramble in these videos. I think I'm just gonna stick to talking. Anyway, I'm going to talk a bit about this build. So I said so again. I'm sorry if I keep saying so. I do apologise. I don't know why I keep saying it. I will try and edit it out as much as I can, but yeah. Anyways, I did actually purchase another pack this month, and that was the Eco Lifestyle pack. I did also purchase the Love Struck expansion pack because I really wanted to. There was a lot of hype around it and I was like, I need this pack in my life, so I got it, and let me tell you, I am obsessed with it. I love everything in the pack. I like all the bright colours and all the different build stuff that we got in the pack. Can we just take a moment and actually talk about the beds in the Love Struck pack? Oh my goodness, they are literally the cutest beds ever, and I think they are actually might possibly be my favourite beds in the whole entire game. Now, I've not actually played the game mode with using the Eco Lifestyle pack and the Love Struck pack because I don't really actually play with the Sims. I just tend to build a lot of houses and I've just never really actually played the game. Maybe one day I will. Maybe I'll do like a role play. I used to play it, but then I just wasn't really I just didn't really like it that much, and I preferred the building a lot more. Can I just say, doing landscaping in The Sims 4 is actually really difficult. I'm still learning to do landscape, so it's not going to be the greatest, but I'm quite happy with how the landscaping turned out in this speed build. But I'm still learning things and I am still new at building. This is the best that I could do so far, but hopefully in the future my landscaping will get a little bit better and will improve throughout the videos that I do. I am trying. I think I find it easier when I do landscape if I do the house first and then I do the landscaping around the house. I think that helps me a lot because then I can pinpoint where I want trees to go or the plants to go around the house, and I just find it helps a lot more to do the house first. I don't know if any of you prefer building the house first and then doing the landscape, or if you do the landscape first and then build the house. Let me know down in the comments down below, because that would actually be quite interesting to find out. The one issue I do tend to find sometimes when I do the plants and the landscaping is that I do it too close to the house, and that just makes the inside of the house looks weird, because then you have like leaves sticking out inside the house, which makes it look a little bit weird inside the house. So I do have to sometimes go back and like move it like an inch backwards, or maybe a few more inches. But I did notice that happens sometimes. When it comes to wallpaper, I can be quite fussy. I do change my mind a lot, and that is because I just want everything to be perfect for the build. And I changed it to like a dark brown brick colour because I wasn't too keen on the white. It just didn't really match the vibe I was going for, like the aesthetic. And then I just placed some windows. I didn't really have a plan on how this house was going to turn out to be like, as you might be able to tell, but I stuck loads of windows everywhere and just pretty much hoped for the best. But I think it turned out okay, and all the windows look like not the same, but like they look nice together. I was pretty happy with the way it turned out, and then I'm just placing down some more plants and stuff on the outside of the build. Oh, I almost forgot to talk about the new update as well. There was a new update when I was building this. It came out, if I remember correctly, but it wasn't too long ago. I think it's been out for like a week or two now. But basically we had like new different swatches, so like we have new pinks and like different colours, and I love it. I am obsessed. I'm so glad that we have like different colours and like pink. I do love pink. I am a pink girly, I do have to say. I just like all the new stuff that they've put into the Sims 4. I made the plants and bushes and that look the same on the other side, because I didn't want to use like a whole bunch of different plants, because I just thought it might make the build look a bit not the greatest. So I just kept it like the same on each side. I didn't want it to look weird. Then I just went ahead and fixed all the windows, and then I started figuring out the floor plan, because I had no idea, honestly, what I wanted to do with this house, or like what colour or theme. I just kind of went with it as I built this house. But I did like this hallway thing. I don't know how to describe it, but basically I just built a wall that makes it look like a hallway. You'll see what I mean. And then I just did the living room and the bathroom where I wanted that to go. Then I was thinking, oh my goodness, where should I put the kitchen? I have no idea where to put the kitchen. Then I started panicking a little bit, because I just wasn't too sure where I wanted everything. So I did get a bit stressed out here, as I normally do. Basically for the hallway, I did like this one wall, and I tried to make it narrow, so then you can tell that it's like a hallway for where your Sims can like walk into each room. That's what I was trying to explain earlier. Moving on to the bathroom, I did the bathroom near the stairs, because I thought it just made sense to put the bathroom near the stair area. And I also just placed bits like of furniture for the rooms, so then I know which room is what. So I placed like a sofa for the living room and then toilet for the bathroom. I also used the Love Struck doors in this build because I really like those doors. In this build I had a spare area and I didn't want to just leave it like empty, so I decided to put in a spare bedroom. I couldn't think of anything else to put there, so I put in a spare bedroom that when the guests come over, if we have any, they can stay in that room there. I'm currently just placing the floorboards down. I went with a dark wood for the flooring and then I moved on to the bathroom, placed some different tiles there. I then moved on to the living room. This was quite a complicated living room, might I just say. I had no idea what I was doing with this living room. Really wasn't too sure what colours to use. I imagined that this living room can be like the main area instead of like the kitchen, because in the living room is where everything happens. That is where the parents and kids play board games, they had their movie nights, especially in this really cold season. It's nice to just like snuggle up and just watch a cozy film. That's what I had in mind for this family. I put quite a lot of items in this room. The first thing I put was like a sofa and TV. Then I was conflicted on what's wallpaper. Of course, when am I not? I had this idea of like putting kitchen cabinets inside the living room because I normally just keep my living rooms plain and kind of boring, but not really boring. Just not a lot of stuff in the living room is added, so I decided to go all out on this speed build. I added a table behind the sofa. I also did attempt to add a little platform. Don't ask me, I have no idea where that idea came from. It just popped into my head and I was like, okay, we're gonna roll with it, see how it goes. Then I wasn't sure whether to add a stairs or like a wall, so then the sim can like actually enter into this area. Well, I hope that they can, but if your sim can't go up there, then you can definitely add like the stairs, so then your sim can actually go into the living room. I'm honestly not too sure if it actually works or not, if they can just walk up there. On another note, if there is anything in this build that you don't want to be in the build, you're more than welcome to edit it at your own preference, your own style. As always, you can find my builds under my ID, which is Brookesimsie. Feel free to download any of my builds under my gallery. Also, after I did the kitchen cabinets, placed them into the living room, I went ahead and added some like books and other bits of clutter around the living room. I just love adding bits of clutter around each room. It's so much fun. Some people may find clutter around the living room or just rooms in general very messy, but I actually quite like it. I like little bits of like clutter just around each of the rooms. I just think it brings the room together, and it doesn't make it so like basic. It just brings out, I don't know, I just like adding clutter to my Sims builds. By the way, can we just talk about the picture frames that I've put in the living room? I really like the green and pink one that I placed, which is on the left side near like the dining table and the shelves that I'm just placing now. I just love using those picture frames just because I personally like the style of it, and the art is so pretty, it's so stunning. Just placing some curtains around the living room. This was quite hard to like try and find the right curtains to fit the right windows, because the windows are like different shapes, so it was a little bit challenging, but I got there in the end. I went with like this blue and grey colour for curtains. Then I moved on to the kitchen. I wanted to add some platforms to the kitchen because I wanted to do something different, because I always just normally do the same kitchens for my houses, and I wanted to do something different. What I had in mind was basically adding like a island but with walls, but the kitchen was way too small and I could not do that. So what I ended up doing in the end was adding the kitchen counters as normal. Then I placed the kitchen island. I wanted to go for a black and white themed kitchen, but I wanted some like really bright chairs just to make it like stand out a little bit more and add a little bit of colour into the kitchen. I thought that was quite a fun, unique idea just to do that. And then I did actually change the counters and put in like oven and then microwave, all the kitchen essentials. I placed like this plant, but then I thought it just looked a bit weird on its own. What I decided to do was add this white table, and I used BB.moveobjects to be able to do this. And then I just added some kitchen essentials onto the island, also on the table as well. I then moved on to the entryway. I placed a few items in the entryway as I was designing the kitchen. This idea popped into my head to make the kitchen a little bit smaller. I just added some extra walls. I didn't really know what else to put there, so I just came up with that idea randomly. Personally, I thought it was quite a good idea to just add some extra walls, because I added like the main essentials into the kitchen. Placing some pillars around the kitchen where I've missed them. Then I just wanted to check the outside of the house just to make sure everything was okay. I began to do the wallpaper in the hallway area. I just went with like a dark green. I went for a dark grey colour just because it matched with like the kitchen. I did go back and change the living room wallpaper and that, just because I wasn't too happy with the pink and grey. It just stood out a little bit too much for my liking, so I did just go ahead and change that. Can we just take a moment and talk about the living room? Oh my goodness, I love how it's turned out in the end. I just loved all the different colours that I used. This is probably one of the best living rooms that I've done so far. The picture frame that I also used to make the living room stand out a bit more, the blue one is so pretty. I love that blue picture frame that I used in the living room. Like I said before, I like all the picture frames that I used in the living room, but there's two in there that are my favourite that I do tend to use quite a bit in The Sims 4. I'm now designing the hallway area. I wanted to add some kitchen counters just to make the hallway look a little bit different. I was just going to add some bookcases, but it didn't really look the greatest. Instead, I went ahead and placed these shelves, which are really nice. I also placed like a flower pot and just added some random pictures just to make it all come together. If you are here still watching, then definitely hit that subscribe button and like button and comment down below that you're still watching. Maybe put like high heels or something just to represent the picture that I put in the hallway. If you made it this far, just leave like shoe emojis or just type in the word shoe. That will let me know that you guys stick around for this video. It just lets me know that you're still watching my speed build, and I would really appreciate that. The downstairs bathroom is going to be the family bathroom because I do end up doing a bathroom for the upstairs, but this one is going to be the family bathroom, and it has all the bathroom essentials in it. I did like this cute little shower area. I placed some walls, quite a cool idea. I've not really used just I've not done like a shower like that before. I thought it was something a bit different for my builds. Then I just added a bath. I wanted to do a different sink because I always end up using the same sinks. I wanted this bathroom to look quite fancy, even though it wasn't really fancy, but that was the style I was kind of going for. I placed like glass table. I also did like this shower, well, it's not really a shower curtain, it's more like where you get undressed and then no one can see you. That's what it's used for. But I placed that inside the bathroom because I thought it looked pretty good in the bathroom. It just made sense. Then I moved on to the bedroom. This turned into a spare bedroom because I had some space for it downstairs. This table that I placed is really nice. I placed a few pictures and just some decor in this room. I went with blue themed because I wanted something to stand out amongst the dark grey colours that I've used throughout this build. I wanted something bright, so I went with bright blue. The blue actually worked out really well with the rest of the house interior, which was quite good because I wasn't too sure if it would match, but it actually did. Moving on to the study area / like gaming area, I just placed a desk. I wanted this to be quite a fancy room because I just wanted it to look fancy. I was gonna place like these leaves and give it like the plant aesthetic, but I was going for a different type of theme today, so I ended up ditching that idea, going for something else. But the plants that I placed on the table, I really like these ones. You've probably seen me use them in a few of my other videos that I've done, but they're just so cute. They're like little animal ones. And of course I just placed some pictures around this study, also added a few bookcases. I did size up a few items because I thought it looked much better sized up. I did like this cute little archway as well, which I thought was, oh my gosh, such a good idea. I was like, wow, I am a genius. I've come up with this crazy idea. But it worked out really well actually, and I quite liked it. It was something different to what I normally do. Woohoo! We have made it to the upstairs. Downstairs took a long while for me to decorate and design. I'm glad to be doing the upstairs now because that also means I've almost finished editing this very long video. That is also why I'm glad that we are finally going upstairs. For the upstairs, I wanted to do some toddler rooms. I came up with this idea of like just doing 2 separate girl toddler rooms, but for the first room I went with like a purple and pink theme. I put like these little pebbles down because I just thought that the toddlers can be like playing in the garden, and then from their shoes or like they've brought in like pebbles, and I just thought it was a great idea, so I added that into the room. Also, I placed quite a few books because I thought that they could just have some books lying around. Like, doesn't have to be studying books, it can be like children's books. And then I just placed a bunch of toys. Had this idea of like placing nail polish into the bed, so then it could be like the toddler maybe stole from the sister's table where she leaves her nail polish in bits. Now moving on to the next room, which is quite a small room because this is going to be our little laundry room. This is just basically a room piled of clothes, and then I had this idea of placing a couple of shelves, but I wanted the room to like look a little bit vibrant, so I did have that idea. I went with like this grey wallpaper just so then the shelves can actually stand out a little bit more. I quite like the shelves that I used in this room. I imagined that like towels and other laundry bits could go on the shelves. If you're wondering why I put like little toys in the laundry, because I had this idea of like toddlers leaving their stuff in their laundry. Also, I did almost forget to put the doors around each of the rooms, so I just quickly went ahead and added the Love Struck doors that I added in the downstairs of the house. They're just the black and grey doors. For this room, I wanted to go for a yellow and orange room. I wanted this toddler to be a little bit older than the other toddler because I didn't want them to be like the same age. So I added a few teenage bits into this room to kind of give, like, to represent that this toddler was a little bit older than the other toddler. I added quite a bit of graffiti in this room because I thought this toddler can be quite messy and also likes her art. That was the idea that I came up with for this room. I added a bunch of CDs as well, and she could be into her music. Also, she doesn't really like to game, but she just has a desk to like do her art and drawings and reading like kids books, and also maybe studying art bits. And also the books can also be like colouring books for the toddler. Then I made a few items quite big just because I quite liked it, how it looked. I also added an art crafting table, placed some nail polish because the toddler is quite messy, so maybe could be painting nails and then doing art at the same time, but then gets it everywhere. I don't know, I just liked the idea of that. I did forget to add some wallpaper into the other room, so I went back and added a few shelves, and also I chose this purple, grey and white wallpaper. Also added a few love hearts around the room because I thought that toddler can also be quite girly. I also wanted to give them both a bathroom that they could share. Even though they have a bathroom downstairs, I had this idea that this could be like where the parents can like train the toddlers to use the toilets a bit more, and plus I just wanted them to have their own little bathroom that they can share together. The parents can be the ones that mainly use the downstairs bathroom because they have no bathroom in their bedroom, because otherwise there would just be too many bathrooms if I added another bathroom into the Sims bedroom. Even though they probably won't complain about that, but I just didn't want to add another bathroom into the parents' room. I went with the purple and yellow bathroom just to match their bedrooms. I just thought it would be a bit different to what I normally do. Then I moved on to the parents' bedroom, and I used this lovely bed from the Love Struck expansion pack. I wanted to add another baby, but then I thought, no more children in this family home because we already have 3 kids, and I think 3 is enough for this build. I didn't want to add in another baby because that baby doesn't have another room unless the baby goes in with the other toddler, but I don't think the other toddler will be too happy about that. So I just decided that the parents won't have another kid, and they're just stuck with 3 kids now, which the mum is quite happy about, and the dad, because parenting can be very difficult. But anyways, moving on to the parents' bedroom, I slightly rambled there a bit. I placed like some shelves, and I gave them a drawer to put in their clothes. I went with like a blue themed bedroom, just like the one from downstairs. I quite liked it, so I just went with it. And that is pretty much all the rooms finished and done. The next day I went over the finishing touches because I missed a few bits for each of the bedrooms, and I just wanted to make sure it was all perfect. So I did some touch-ups to the bedrooms. I added some pillars, and I just went around and made sure I didn't miss any bits of the wallpaper, as sometimes I think I finished my builds but then I end up like missing some of the wallpaper. I did end up going back and just checking it all, making sure that it's all good, and then I realised I was missing a window here, and I was like, that cannot happen, so I need to add another window there. Went around and also placed some curtains, just because all the curtains are like different shapes, like I said at the beginning of this video. It was quite difficult to like find the right curtains for each of the windows, and I went back downstairs just to make sure that I did apply curtains to every window, which I did not, so I did go back and just add them. And that is the end of this speed build. I hope you all enjoy. There will be a few screenshots at the end of this video. I also hope you enjoyed this speed build. It was a lot of fun editing, even though it took a while. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!